do the Instagram one. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, we're on. We are working now, which is good. I'm gonna wait for you to join. Sounds like I'm talking to myself right now because you're obviously not on the Instagram one. Hello. You.
I've requested to
Hi
join.
everyone, 1 second. I am just getting this to work. Darcy, are you not?
I've requested to join on Instagram.
Did you request?
Yeah.
Oh, it's saying maybe we should just do Facebook. Yeah, we'll just do Facebook. Yeah.
Okie doke.
It's not been nice today. Okay, so hi everyone. We're just doing Facebook today because Instagram is playing up a little bit, but that's okay. So today we're going to cover SPFs and we're going to kind of go through why it's so important to wear an SPF on a daily basis and not just why it's sunny. We're going to explain to you the difference between UVA and UVB rays. And we're also going to explain to you the difference between physical and chemical sunscreen filters. So, Darcy, would you like to explain why it is so important that you put an SPF on your skin on a daily basis?
So, start off with, as we say, everybody should be wearing an SPF on a daily basis. It is really important because it's protecting your skin from the UV rays that come through the clouds. Obviously, we put it on when it's hot and sunny because we don't want our skin to burn. But the main reason when it's not like that is because it can cause premature aging on the skin, hyperpigmentation, and those are two sort of conditions that can be quite difficult to treat. So if you can prevent that from happening, that's the best thing to do. SPFs, ever since I was little, and with having such fair skin, I've always been told the importance of an SPF. So I've always wore it. So when people don't wear them, I'm like, you need to protect your skin and that kind of thing. But I think SPF, wearing it all the time is such a new thing to do because people would only think, oh, well, I only need to wear it when it's sunny outside. But in actual fact, as we found out sort of with clinical trials and that kind of thing, the UV rays that come through the clouds and come through our car windows, and even say you're sitting in your conservatory, that all sort of affects the skin, all of those free radicals that damage the skin and causes the concerns that we then have to treat later on in life. So definitely. That's why you should definitely be wearing one.
Yeah, and I always think a good way to remember it is you wouldn't leave the house without a top on. So why the hell would you leave the house without putting SPF on your skin, especially if you're going outside? It's imperative that you definitely do that.
Definitely.
So we asked our Instagram audience, what do they know the difference between UVA and UVB rays? 79% of people didn't know the difference. So I'm going to explain to you the difference between the two because it's very important. So UVB rays are the ones that burn us. They are generally in higher intensity throughout the hours of midday and 4 p.m. during summer months. They are blocked by objects and clouds and they cause shadows. UVA rays, on the other hand, make up about 95% of the UV rays that reach the Earth. They are not blocked by clouds or glass, and they are in equal intensity 365 days of the year, every second of daylight. UVA rays can penetrate the lower levels of our skin and damage the skin, leading to signs of premature aging, like Darcy just said, damaged skin and pigmentation. So it is so important that you are putting an SPF on. There is a difference between physical and chemical sunscreen filters. And I'll explain to you as well the difference between the two. Because our Instagram audience, about 82% of people didn't know the difference between a physical sunscreen filter and a chemical sunscreen filter. So chemical filters work by being absorbed into the skin, and then they absorb the light that then absorbs into the skin. That's how a chemical reaction takes place. Physical sunscreens have an excellent safety profile because they don't penetrate into the skin. They basically sit on the top of the skin and they act as a mirror, kind of reflecting the sunlight away so that the sunlight doesn't penetrate the skin and therefore damage the DNA of a skin cell. As well, chemical sunscreen filters, which are typically found in more high street led sunscreens, typically what you can buy on the high street or the supermarket, they contain obviously chemical filters. Did you know that already chemical filters in Australia and Hawaii have actually been banned? The reason they've been banned is because they contribute to, the coral reefs.
Yeah.
Damages the coral reefs. So if you think to yourself, if they're that damaging to the coral reefs, how good are they actually for the skin? Possibly not the best thing to be kind of applying to the skin. And when we recommend an SPF, we always recommend one that contains a physical or a mineral filter, because they have no harmful effect on your body or the environment, which is what we're looking for. So how do you, let's say, know if it's a physical or a chemical sunscreen? Well, it typically is all about the ingredients that are in there. So whenever we speak to people, we always say to them, make sure that you're looking at the ingredients list. You want to be having physical sunscreen filters such as titanium dioxide is one to look out for, and zinc oxide. And these ingredients won't enter the bloodstream or anything like that. You'll know if you're using a chemical filter because it'll be very, very lightweight. It'll have quite a lightweight consistency to it. And it kind of is an ingredient called oxybenzone that you want to look out for. And yeah, these type of ingredients have been found in the bloodstream, breast tissue, and mother's milk. So they're not the most pleasant ingredients to use on the skin by any means. So Darcy, tell me, what's your favorite SPF to use? Which one do you like to use the best?
So out of the Lumia range, the one that I love to use the most is probably the Sheer Hydration Versatile Tint. With having quite a lighter complexion, I don't tend to wear a lot of makeup. So to wear something every day that I can pop on, it's protecting my skin, and then popping a little bit of powder on top with a little bit of bronzer, it's fantastic for sort of everyday use. So as I say, the one that I use, the Versatile Tint one, all of the SPFs come in this size. I've had this one since I think October, November, and I've still got plenty left, and I use it every day.
Yeah.
They last so long. Mm-hmm. So the great thing with the Versatile Tint is it's gonna give a nice healthy glow to my skin. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to be too dark or too light, which you find with quite a lot of tinted moisturizers as such, or other SPFs on the market. So this one works with your skin tone. So as I say, you're going to get a nice healthy glow with this instead of sort of having a different color into the rest of your body, which is really nice to use that one. So that's probably my favorite one. I really like the idea though of the moisture matte. That's the sort of one that I'm going to start going to as well. So
I like
using that
one in summer months.
Yeah. Really nice one to use then, because it can double up as your foundation as well. So say it's a night time, but it's still light outside, bank holiday or whatever, when we've got those back again, and the weather's really nice, using that instead of an SPF along with like a liquid foundation, then a powder, then everything else, it's just a really it's a nice light product to use.
I think
but great coverage.
I think a lot of people think when they think SPF, it's going to be really, really thick, really heavy on the skin. So that's why they think, oh, possibly I don't need to wear this every day because I only need to wear it when I go on holiday. Well, that's not the case, especially with mineral-based sunscreens. They're very, very lightweight. They don't feel as if you've got anything heavy on the skin at all. And like I say, it's the UVB rays that you want, UVA rays that you want protection from, as well as the UVB rays. Yeah. So some people think that, for example, wait, if you ask them, right, well, do you wear an SPF every day? Yeah, I've got an SPF 15 in my foundation. Is that enough? Okay, unfortunately not. It is not enough. Well done for wearing something on your skin, but it's not really adequate enough protection. The reason being, SPF only refers to protection against UVB. UVA is a longer wavelength that can penetrate glass, and it is the main wavelength that causes damage to the skin. SPF used in, let's say, moisturizers or foundations generally just protect you from UVB rays. They don't have adequate enough protection to protect you from them UVA rays, which is ultimately what you're looking for. As well, if you think, well, I've got a SPF in my moisturizer, I'm using this moisturizer and it's got an SPF in it. Generally, again, it's not adequate enough protection, because when we're applying a moisturizer, for example, we apply a very thin layer of it because we don't want that sticky residue on the skin. So again, you're going to have to apply that a lot, probably about 15 times the thickness, to actually get adequate enough protection. And as well, like I explained about the chemical and the physical sunscreen filters, chemical sunscreens incorporate better into makeup ingredients as opposed to physical sunscreens. Therefore, they tend not to be used that much in cosmetics. So it's so important that you apply a mineral-based broad spectrum sunscreen as the very last product that you would put on the skin. And then you can easily apply your makeup on top of that. It does not feel heavy or anything at all. So what generally would you, you would definitely recommend could you double up and use our SPFs as a moisturizer? Would you advise that?
I tend to do that sort of in the summer months. I'll cleanse my skin and sort of do my routine, and then I'll apply, say, my ultimate boost, and then I'll use the sheer hydration SPF. And it's just not that heavy, but then it's great in the winter months. I can just add in my moisturizer along with my SPF, and it still gives me enough hydration to the skin, but not enough where it's sort of feeling really sticky and like it's just sitting there. It still is absorbed within the skin, which is really good too.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially if your skin is, for example, is a bit on the drier side, using like a lightweight serum that's hydrating, such as the Ultimate Boost, is providing you with adequate enough hydration to the skin. So putting a moist, especially the sheer hydration or the clear shield that contains hyaluronic acid as well, that will really, really kind of hydrate the skin. It won't dry the skin out at all. And you've got to remember that these physical type of SPFs are just sitting on the surface of the skin. So they're literally doing what they need to do on the surface. So they're not getting absorbed into the skin by any means at all. As well, it's so important that, say, for example, if we are treating you for pigmentation is the type of thing that can come back and it can reoccur. So if you're not protecting your skin adequately enough, we can't make improvements to the skin because you're not protecting the skin. So it's like hitting a brick wall constantly. Whereas obviously we want to get you improvements. So just make sure that you are using a mineral-based physical sunscreen filter on your skin, and you're applying that every single day, because it's these rays that can really damage the skin and lead to premature aging as well.
And I think the great thing sort of about using the likes of the physical SPF as well is whatever you've put on your skin that morning when you've done your routine, it's locking that into the skin for even longer. So it's not going to wear off during the day, where if you're not sort of doing that, it's easier for essentially it to sort of escape from the skin, you could say. So wearing an SPF is just going to lock it in even longer for you.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to the fact that, let's say if you're using a moisturizer with your SPF in, it is just going to protect you against small amounts of UV exposure. So say, for example, you're just nipping out, yeah, it probably will protect you against that, but it's not going to protect you all day. Again, because it's likely that you are applying a very, very thin layer. And there's other ingredients in there as well. So it's not just like you're applying a sunscreen that's just sitting on the top and doing solely the role of a sunscreen. And that's what it needs to do. Before we got into medical grade skincare, I think we were all under the impression, well, we can maybe just get away with not wearing an SPF and whatnot. But it's so important now that we understand the kind of the benefits of it. And it is an anti-aging product. it's probably one of the number one anti-aging products that you need to put on your skin.
Definitely.
Yeah, fantastic. So that is our debrief on SPF. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you've got any more questions about whether SPF's right for you or maybe what type of SPF you should be using, please just feel free to drop us a message and we'll be able to guide you with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.